Well, we have this live stream to back it on. Just try to go over there for as long as okay, so it's all ready for you. Just keep this on. I'll just flip it like that. Tonight, we all come here carrying our own burdens and struggles. Maybe you feel like you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, that there's so much resting upon you. Maybe you feel disappointed in yourself or frustrated with the decisions you made in your life. But whatever mistakes you had made yesterday, you can start anew. Wherever you've been, you can begin again. That is the gift of grace. Maybe you are grasping for answers, searching for meaning. Maybe you feel incredibly burdened by the world's pain and conflicts and war and violence assailing us each day. Wherever you've been, you can begin again. Maybe you find yourself falling into old patterns or addictions. Maybe you find yourself in a rut or feel that time is passing by so fast and you haven't done what you wanted to with your life. But it's a new day. Wherever you've been, you may begin again. Maybe you sometimes are harsh and impatient with your children or loved ones, saying words you later regret. That's okay. Wherever you've been, you can begin again. Maybe you've broken your vows. Maybe you've missed opportunities, fallouts, fumbles, frayed relations, and faltering. Wherever you've been, begin again. That is the gift of grace. It meets us exactly where we are And like a kind, gentle mother looking after her child without judgment, only care, she lifts us and washes us clean into a fresh new start. Like the first rays of tender autumn light breaking through the golden leaves, like tonight's full October moon, casting its warm, assuring glow upon the deep black sky, a beacon of hope in the darkness. So here, in this sacred space, let's start anew. Let's be renewed, and tomorrow, let's do the same. Wherever you've been, you can begin again.
Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedictatur in mulier benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Santa Maria, Sancta Maria, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Each season brings its own unique gifts and graces that reflect the rhythms and cycles of our lives. Walking through Forest Lawn Cemetery in autumn, I am standing on holy ground. The golden trees form a blessed canopy of protection, and the sunlight shimmers through the leaves, pouring warm waves of golden light. A mama deer and her fawn gaze at me with heart-melting, tender curiosity, and a fox, the color of autumn, gives me a glimpse into his magical, mystical world. In autumn, the veils between heaven and earth are thinner. Our Loved ones surround us, our ancestors guide our steps. Alone. Soon, the remainder of the leaves will fall soundlessly to the ground in quiet wisps. Autumn teaches us the grace of letting go. Autumn teaches us that even in dying, there is beauty in benevolence and utmost kindness. Before dying, the leaves come alive in a spectacular display of vibrant colors and richness and golden hues. This is their final offering to the world. They remind us we are each here for a brief flash of time, a season of our life. We have a micro moment to make our most brilliant and resplendent offering to the world. We each have our own unique gifts and colors to bring before we depart. And there is no gift too small. Every single leaf is part of the most perfect tapestry, forming a resplendent display of color, light, and glory. We are standing on sacred ground. Cherish our time here and use it wisely. Handle it with care. Shine in your splendor and pour your gifts to the world. Autumn teaches us. Tonight, we gather here together to form a sacred field of healing. A sacred field of healing held in God's open, loving palms. Wherever you find yourself at this moment in time, all of your broken places, your frayed edges, your fractured spaces, all are warmly welcomed and embraced in this warm space of healing. In this sacred field of healing, we invite healing on every level of our being. Healing of the mind, of mental imbalances, depressions, and anxieties. Healing of the body, of cancer, illness, ailments, and disease. Healing of exhaustion and insomnia. Hallelujah. Healing of our hearts, emotional wounds, frayed relationships, the softening of hardnesses and grievances into tenderness. Healing of guilt, remorse, or regrets we are holding. We don't need them any longer. They have served their time. We can simply release them. Hallelujah. Healing of financial burdens and the many worldly stresses that plague us. Healing for the forlorn little ones in the world, refugees and migrants, the homeless, the oppressed, the victims of war, the sweet cats and dogs that are in our care. Hallelujah. Healing for our sons and daughters who are struggling in this complex world. Healing of our addictions and unhealthy patterns. Healing of our spirits, healing into wholeness. Hallelujah. Whatever your specific intention is for your healing, hold it now. Hold it in this warm, safe field of healing. Sometimes healing begins with simply loving our broken places. Love is a healing balm. Love is healing itself. This human journey is a messy patchwork of imperfections. And when we get to the end of our lives, we will see that all the challenges, all the frictions, all played their perfect part. They actually grew our souls forward. They had their most perfect role. So love your broken places, love them, and then healing will most naturally find you. One day we will look back at our challenges, our strifes, our heartbreaks, our difficulties. We will look back and say, in my life, I loved them all. Cory will share the names of some special healing requests, and if you have a name you'd like to whisper within yourself or aloud, please do. Let's meditate.
Kristen and Cash, Jeff Brown, Patricia Montgomery, Mary Garner, Chuck Anderson, Teresa Polanowski, Chris Ferrucci, Todd Mahalik, Kathy Bacon, Aaron Gleason, Susie and Kara Wishrat, John, Nancy, and Jen, Mary Richter, Pat McCartney, Sam, Ted Ginty, Doreen and Sharon Horrigan, Tom Piatnik, Nicholas Burkowski, Patricia and Carol Altwine, the children of Gaza, all hostages and all innocent victims of war and violence in our world today, all victims of genocide. All victims of the shooting in Maine, the victims of the shooting on the Thruway, and all the precious souls we lost on Jefferson Avenue at Tops over a year ago. In this still and quiet place, you can feel his warm embrace. And even though the storms they rage around you, and in this life we feel the loss, a broken heart, our earthly cost, until we raise the final hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And I know there's a God above, and all I've seen from him is love, and how his music heals the broken in you. It's not a cry that you hear at night, the fallen child who's seen the light. It's a cold, it's a broken hallelujah. 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 There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some are gone, but some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living in my life. And of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compared to you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I've loved you more. In my life, I've loved you more.
Lately, it seems as if the world is more intense, as if time has sped up and so much is coming at us. We are wrought with endless crises and pain, violence, wars, conflicts, shootings, environmental fallout, extremely polarized views, the demise of precious innocent ones, the oppression. The problem seems so maddeningly complex and complicated and never ending. We are a human tapestry, fraught and frayed and unraveling. It all seems too big, beyond repair, and it's so easy to feel helpless. We must remember we may feel so small and broken, yet in our spirit we are powerful, strong, magnificent beyond measure. So let's unite our shared intentions tonight, our shared strengths, our shared magnificence. There is power in our togetherness. How do we make our way back home? We can only return to the basics. We can only abide in the most simple human truths of life. This is our inner compass. The basics are, we are all like infants in each other's care. We are a colorful human tapestry, a spectrum of shades, textures, and gradients, shades of coffee and honey, sunshine and amber, ivory, autumn leaves, and golden hues. We have unique backgrounds threaded across the globe, built by the steps of our ancestors that stretch through different climates and countries, from icy rivers to deserts to oceans, each enduring their own personal journeys and challenges to come to where we are, right here and now tonight. And at the core of it all, we are all like infants in each other's care. Even the most destructive among us, deep down inside, they are infants too, just lost and confused and misguided. For those causing destruction in the world, beneath your thick armor and your war and your weapons, I see your true colors. God sees your true colors. Beneath your viciousness and violence, God sees your true colors. We are all just children of God fumbling our way through this complex life, not knowing what we are doing. I see your true colors. Beneath your power and your fierceness, I see your true colors. You are just like me on the inside. I see that you awake in the midst of the night, sometimes fearing death. Your mind churns with anxiety, your heart races, you feel flickerings of panic. And as strong as you're indestructible as you might now feel, someday sooner, someday later, death is going to tiptoe forward to claim your kingdom, and it will do so kindly and gently and tenderly. And in that moment, you will be rendered helpless and vulnerable, as there will be nothing you can do to fight against death. You will see the entire vista of your life, those you have wounded, and you will melt into a warm sea of tears, feeling the pain of every human being you ever caused hurt to, pierce through you, and it will break your heart in a million pieces. The big and the fierce and the destructive, they will become the little, and the little ones will rise to their majestic, well-earned power and glory. I see you. I see your true colors shining through. Hold this world in kindness. Hold this world in prayer. Look beneath the surface to the innocence in each and every person, because in truth, we are all infants in each other's care. I see your true colors.
with the sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all when the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors, true colors, true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me your smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy, you've taken all you can bear. Just call me up, and you know I'll be there. 'Cause I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors, true colors, true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. For I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors, true colors, true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. La luce che tu dai nel cuore resterà a ricordarci che l'eterna stella sei nella mia preghiera. Quanta fede c'è. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace. us faith so we'll be saved. Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia, di speranza. Ognuno dirà, Manuel sono vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. We ask that life be kind and watch us from above. We hope each soul will find another soul to love. Let this be our love. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. E la fede che sento che ci salverà.
Most of us have endured the loss of someone we hold dear. Could you imagine what a marvel it would be to hear your departed loved one's voice again, simply calling you on the phone just to say hello? This is a simple moment you pass through 1,000 times here in this life, casually and without much regard. Yet if it were to happen now, this simple moment, if you got a call from your loved one on the other side, your heart would melt. You would fall to your knees in astonishment. Their voice would ring through every fiber of your soul, every fiber of your being. You would shed a sea of tears. There is something so sacred and special about the human voice. Their distinct intonations, their specific tenor, their unique rises and falls and cadences, their special words, their irreplaceable laughter and chuckles and giggles. The voice of my dad had a particular warmth and always exuded a spark of joy and excitement, so eager to talk to us. The voice of my mom, she is still here, has a warm, comforting reassurance and such a steady presence. I cherish that her voice is still here with us. Your loved one's voice is a distinct treasure that will never be replicated again throughout all of humankind, ever again. Could you imagine if your loved one called you again, just to simply say hello? Maybe they would use a special nickname or a term of endearment just for you. That most simple gesture would put you in awe. Cherish this simple gesture with those that are still with you. Give them a call. Savor it when they call you. Someday, maybe sooner, maybe later, it will be no more. See the miracle in the ordinary moments of human to human connection. And for our loved ones who are now with us in the beyond, in our minds we can always hear their voice, and in our hearts we can always feel their loving presence here and now. The memory of their voice, that has a living vibration. It is held in a golden safety vault of pure meaning, locked and held safe by the hands of God. It isn't just a memory. It is filled with a life force, fastened by love. So in the quietude of your heart, hear your loved one right now, simply saying, hello, I love you, hello. They are with you now. Hello, I love you, hello.
Hello again, hello. I just called to say hello. I couldn't sleep at all tonight, and I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Hello, my friend. Hello. I just called to let you know I think about you every night when I'm here alone and you're there at home. Hello, my friend. Hello. It's so good to need you so. It's good to love you like I do, and to feel this way when I hear you say, hello, my friend, hello. I just called to let you know I think about you every night, and I know it's late, but it couldn't wait. Hello, my friend, hello. It's good to need you so. It's good to love you like I do, and to feel this way when I hear you say, hello. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Please join me. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. That song is dedicated to John Howell, a dear friend. Thank you, John.
Come January, it will be 5 years since our beloved Dad departed this earthly plane. Since he flew on like the free bird he always was, to his next magical adventures. In a way, it feels like it was just moments ago. Grief bends the laws of time in unexplainable ways. Dad was the waters our family swam in. He and I were cut from the same cloth, soulmates. Besides his beloved family, his most dear companion was his dog, a black beauty Gordon setter named Finnegan. They were inseparable. Daily walks, hikes, adventures. Finn was his constant co-pilot in his two-seated toy Oda Spider convertible. When Dad left this world, Finn was our strongest link to Dad. Finn chose to stay with us for 4 full years as we processed our grief, being a steady, loving presence to us. Last autumn, 1 year ago, Finn knew his mission was complete. He had helped us through our grieving process, and it was time for him to return to his beloved. Our dear animals, they are family members. They hold such a special place in our hearts, and they are our little healers in this life. We recognized it was Finn's final phase of life, and we honored it with care and reverence and unyielding presence. We spent weeks tenderly nursing him through his final phase, My mom wrapping him in blankets and pillows near the fireplace, brushing him, bathing him, home-cooked meals of any delicacy he wanted, Cory's apothecary of herbs and remedies. Finn felt so special and so proud. Singing to him, healing meditation music playing throughout the night. The final days of Finn's life were difficult to watch as he labored so intensely. The death process isn't actually a dying process. It's actually a birthing process. We birth ourselves to our next realm, our next incarnation. We were blessed and honored to be the midwives for Finn's sacred passage. At the moments he gently sighed his last tender breaths, I saw his frail, ailing body transform into a magical royal being, a king. I never saw an animal look so regal. It was as if the process he went through of dying helped birth an even more beautiful self, and it shined through even in his lifeless body. I was in awe. We swaddled his body in robes of white and carried him to overlook the beach where he took 1,000,001 walks with Dad, to be touched by the resonance of the sky and the waves one last time before returning to the soil. It was a holy and still and mild and warm autumn day, and at that moment a row of geese glided past in a perfect single file line. It was Finn's funeral procession. We then carried him to his grave, and in a moment of divine inspiration, we as a family agreed that the urn sitting on the shelf the past 4 years belonged with Finn. Dad and Finn belonged together, both in spirit and in flesh. We sprinkled Dad's ashes over Finn's body, and even the cats came outside to say goodbye. It was a beautiful mingling of their spirits and their remaining remnants of flesh here on earth. And beyond the grave in our yard, I saw in my mind's eye their blessed reunion in the heavens. Finn ran to Dad at lightning speed in all his kingly power and might, and they embraced in a swirl and a whirl of dancing, union, unbridled delight, and unabashed joy and laughter. And now they continue their eternal, never-ending walks. We will all encounter that blessed reunion someday of all those we held dear, both humans and animal friends. We will all meet again, and when we do, we will fall to our knees in such joy and tears and uncontainable elation. Until that moment, autumn is a sacred time where the veils are thinner. Know your departed loved ones are walking with you, step by step by step. You never walk alone.
When you walk through the storm, hold your hand up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on. the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blow. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blow. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blow. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
This is our last poem and invocation of the evening. Tonight, on the night of the October full moon eclipse, we cleaned our inner slate and we started anew, began again. Tonight, we were touched by the splendor of autumn's gifts, where the veils between the worlds are thinner, and where perhaps we felt the steady pulse of our ancestors walking us home. Tonight, we invited a field of healing for all our broken places to be touched by the balm of love. Tonight, we felt the pains of the world and glimpsed the vulnerable, innocent heart that lies within each of us. Tonight, we felt our loved ones saying a simple hello. And we reflected on the blessed reunion when all human and animal beloveds meet again in joyful celebration. And through this night, in this sacred field of healing, seeds were planted in the unseen. Seeds were planted in the heavens. In a season where the veils between heaven and earth are thin, We can allow the seeds planted this evening to continue to ripen and sprout and grow and blossom in these winter months ahead. Here on earth, as it already is in heaven. And so it is. We will end this night with the shared invocation. Join in if you wish. Thank you.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
Thank you so much for joining us for that beautiful journey. It's really nice to be in this intimate space with you. Just a few little notes here. We just do this totally by donation, so if you'd like to leave a donation in the back, that would be very much appreciated. With the Christmas season approaching, we'd like to bring this program into some places of people in need to uplift their spirits. We're working on bringing this to Roswell in connection with some people there, as well as some nursing homes and assisted living facilities. So your donation just helps us to share our gifts. Our next big concert will likely be the Christmas program, which will be our full band. My son, who we really missed tonight, on the harp. And please make sure to sign up for our email list so you can stay in the loop on our upcoming events. We also have another sign up if you're interested in hearing more about our private healing sessions. I also can officiate weddings, funerals, rite ceremonies. If you'd like to know more about our offerings, please just sign the sheet in the back and we'll be in touch with you. And please stay for our little reception, just some cider and donuts in the back hall over there. And thank you again for coming out tonight and being here with us. Really appreciate it.
Special round of applause for Greg DeChamp and thank you so much for bearing with us tonight. Special thank you to Father John and Father Aaron for your hospitality at St. Columba Bridget. Everyone's always welcome to come to church here on Saturdays at 4 p.m. where I do the music, and then on Sunday mornings with the gospel choir at 11 a.m. Thank you all. Have a beautiful night.